Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope you're having a wonderful, happy Friday. It is time for another logo redesign, and this time I'm going with Etsy. I have an Etsy shop. I've had one for about 10 years now, and one thing that I've always not really been too big of a fan of with Etsy is the logo. I've always thought it's very boring, and right here I have the Etsy logo history pulled up. Here it is. Voila. This is the Etsy logo history. This is the only one that they've ever had. I'm sure that, like just if memory serves best, throughout the past, 10, 15 years or however far they go back, there's been some variations of it where like you have the orange background and the white text. So, but as recognizable as it is literally just a serif typeface typed out. So there's not anything necessarily like personality driven behind it or anything like that. So I'm just gonna see what I can do. I don't really have any ideas. This is I decided to do Etsy a few weeks ago without putting any thought into it whatsoever. So let's just kind of let's head to Adobe Fonts and let's see if there's anything that jumps out at me. And while I do that, let me just type in the word Etsy into Google Images and see if there's anything at all that jumps out at me. Obviously, when I think about Etsy, I think about orange. So obviously it's got to stay orange. So, like, and things like this, like this image right here, when you see the Etsy logo, you've got, things like the scissors and the ruler and, the graph right here and everything. So I want to see if I can bring something of a personality to it. And I really like their branding. Like the branding is really nice. They've got all these different icons in here, and it is difficult to sum up everything that Etsy does in just one image. It is difficult because so many different people sell so many different things on the Etsy platform. So it is a difficult thing to try to capture, but I am going to try it. So I think that I will stick with either a serif or a slab serif. I wish you could filter two at a time. That would be nice. But in terms of the typography, I want to look for something that might have a little bit more playfulness to it and a little bit more editability in terms of, if I want to add like imagery or something. So let's just kind of go through and see what we've got. I don't want anything that's too similar to what we already have. I want to just kind of build off of a, I want to find a nice font and just kind of use that as a foundation. So there's not really anything right now that's jumping out and saying, this is it, this is the font that you should use and everything. Plus, it's kind of an interesting combination of letters. But I do like this one, the Museo right here. That's a pretty cool one. I think I might open that in a new tab and just kind of consider that. We've got 35 pages of things to look through. I'm not going to look through all of them. I think that I might choose one that's a serif and one that's maybe a sans serif. Or, what we could do? Since it's all handmade stuff, or it's supposed to be handmade stuff, we could do something like a script font. And I actually do like this one, the Madre script right there. So that's pretty cool. I've got the sniffles. It's allergies. It's allergy time here in Tennessee. I do like this right here, but I still want to make sure that I've got good recognizability in the typography here. So let's take a look and just kind of see if anything else jumps out. There are some good things in here, but just need to see if anything really jumps out at me. So, like I said, I've been on Etsy for close to, well, actually, no, this year is 10 years now. So making custom design posters, mostly music related. I've done some that are movie related as well, but I enjoy doing music stuff the most. So if you look behind me, it's kind of hard to tell because I'm in a bubble right now. But if you look behind me, I do have an entire poster wall back there, and it's I did create all of those, like not the original art, obviously, but what I did was I found majority of them. I found the original promo poster for those albums and then just recreated them myself. And then for ones that are, like, because these are all my favorite albums back here. So I found, you know, like most of them I was able to find. That's a pretty cool one. I thought, although I would probably flip that S upside down. So let's go ahead and just activate and let's get into designing here. But just to finish up what I was saying a second ago, you know, I do custom design music related posters on Etsy. I've been doing that for about 10 years now, and I really enjoy it a lot. Okay, so let's go in. First one that I saw was this Museo here. Let's go back over here. That one should already be activated. And I think for now, we'll just go ahead and get it typed out. You know, I did that on accident, but I actually kind of like that lowercase e. But I like the uppercase e better because it just has some nice personality there. I'm trying to duplicate this, but I think that I'm getting the spinning wheel because it is activating those fonts in the background. Okay, we'll go with regular on that one. And basically, I just want to get these on. I want to get the fonts that I'm considering onto the actual canvas. So this one's Madre. All right. So, and as I've said in the past, you know, script fonts that don't automatically connect to each other. Generally, I'm not a fan of those, but there's something about this one that I think might work for it. And this one right here, can we get this to go over here without? It's a bit too close. Actually, I think I'm just going to throw that out. Okay, so we've got two very different fonts right here. One of them, and they both have really good amount of personality. And so let's just kind of take a look at what we can do with these fonts. And I'm going to do one at a time. And I'm going to start off, I always start everything in black and white. You know, just make sure that you do that because you want to make sure that your logo as a whole, as an entire unit, works in black and white before you throw any color in there. So I like this one right here. One thing that I want to try, oops, let's just undo that and put that back up there. I meant to drag it down, drag and duplicate. There we go. And I always want to try, you know, different variations and different ideas that you might have, and just kind of see if they work. This right here, the E and that T were a little bit like, even if you go something like this, like it looks fine, but just do these extra little things that just give it a little bit more personality, and you might be surprised what you find. It almost kind of looks like a tool a little bit, you know, like a tool to make things. So just kind of consider that. But obviously we would want to go in and fix this right here, which you could do. You could easily do that. But that's pretty cool. Although it is a little bit unbalanced. That's the only thing that I really have against this, is that it's very left heavy. So it's very heavy on the left side. And it's mainly because we've got the joining of these two letters, and then we've also got this part of the letter sticking out on the left side. So it is very heavy on that side and not very balanced. So I think that if I were going to try this, then we would definitely want to get it something maybe more like this. And I like the opening of that. And as far as a cohesive unit, it definitely looks a lot better. So these are definitely some options, and I also want to see what the E by itself looks like. And if we were to put that in, you know, into a square or like a rounded square or something like that, like an app icon, and we'll just kind of see what it looks like by itself. So we'll just go 1/2 inch there. I actually do like that. And since we've got our badge that we're working with here, I'm just gonna go ahead and create outlines. It just makes it a lot easier to work with. So that's pretty cool. And then you could also do, I'm just gonna go ahead and use this color for illustration purposes, but you could do something like this. I'm just gonna do it real rough here. You could create like a grid type of thing. Let's see, maybe Yeah, 9. Something like that. And copy and paste in front. Rotate. Oh, I grabbed the wrong thing. There we go. Copy, paste in front. And just grab, let's see, stroke color. There we go. And just maybe push it down to, 10% opacity or something like that to give it a nice, subtle grid that we've got going on in the background, like grid for like measuring, things like that. Since we're focusing on, mostly handmade products, they're supposed to be handmade products. All right, so I'm just gonna throw this over here, and I'm gonna grab everything in there that's a stroke, go ahead and group it together, and then we'll go ahead and just do a mask. Wait. Forgot, I'm not in Photoshop. I've got to send this to the back first. There we go. And then I've got to grab this because I got to put it back in place. There we go. Okay, perfect. So as you can see, it is a little bit rough right there. Obviously, I would do some refining, but it still looks good. So I like this right here, just this type of tool right here. And I do like that. I do like that font. All right, so let's bring this one over and see what we can do. I think that have I already done kerning for this? I don't remember. I don't think I have. So let me just kind of go in and adjust this. I said that I wanted to flip that S upside down because I'm not a fan at all of top-heavy S's. So let's go ahead and do this and flip that. There we go. That's so much better. At least in my opinion, it's so much better. If you like top-heavy S's, then more power to you. But I am not a fan of them at all. They're just odd-looking for some reason. They're just really weird-looking. Okay. And let's see. Oh, that's definitely a no, I think. Unless you were to do something like a grid layout, possibly. And let me just at least try it. Okay. Whenever you've got an idea when you're putting together the logo design, always try it. Try whatever it is that you're thinking of, because this is very similar to brainstorming. And whenever you're brainstorming, there really is, like, I know the phrase, there are no stupid questions. There are no stupid ideas when you are brainstorming. You may have an idea and you just got to see if it works. And if it doesn't work, then move on to the next thing. It's very easy. But I think I can already tell that I'm not going to like this. You may be thinking the same thing. I'm not going to like this. Why is he doing this? Well, because I'm brainstorming, so back off. All right. And yes, I am going to turn that that black S in white. So there we go. Okay. So definitely not a fan of that. I just wanted to see what it looked like, okay? Just give me a break. All right. So I like this one here, and this is definitely more, like this to me, at least, if you were just gonna do a typography, like a typographic logo, and just do type, this to me feels more of what you would expect to see from a site like Etsy, where you land on it and it's, it's homemade, like handmade stuff and things like that. It feels much more so than just this boring serif type that literally is doing nothing at all. It has no movement. It's got no motion at all. And let's try this. I want to see if I can just kind of grab the ends here and just kind of go into here like this. And I think that is still legible as being ETSY. And I do like that, actually. And for some reason, when I see that, it kind of makes me think of scissors. I don't know why necessarily. I think it's because the two loops on the end, but it's definitely giving me, it's giving me more of a craft vibe. So but let's try it without it and with it, and just kind of place them near each other and see what it looks like. There we go. Okay, so I do like both. However, I think it's better like this. So you may agree or disagree, but I just wanted to give it a shot. All right, so that's pretty cool. And oh yeah, and let's also do this as well. Let's create our little app icon here. And get rid of that E. And just bring this down here and go like this. And yeah, like even just looking at this, I like the personality that this has better than the other E. Although when you see this by itself without the TSY at the end, it kind of looks like a backwards G. I don't know if it works by itself. And I think that that's probably the reason why they chose this boring serif font, is because when you have the E by itself, it's obvious that it's an E. So I think that you would need something like, something like these graphics right here. You would definitely need, brand recognition. But of course, you need brand recognition for just about anything anyway, especially if you're using a singular letter as your app icon. So another one that I'd like to try, and it's only 4 letters, so I just want to give it a shot, is doing something where I only use lines to put together these letters. And I'd like to try like a lowercase set of letters and see what we can do. So I'm just gonna kind of experiment here real quick and see what we can come up with. Okay, that's pretty cool. I like that E right there. Okay, let's thicken it up. Good. Already it kind of has like a Y2K type of vibe to it, which is not at all a bad thing. I actually really love that aesthetic of that time period. Really big fan of it. Let's see. And then S's. S's are always fun, aren't they? They're always fun to try to create with your pen tool, and also trying to utilize something that will match the rest of the letters that you've made. Unless you do like a stylized S. What if you did something like this? I think the slant on that is way too dramatic. And yeah, rock out. You know what? Just between you and me, I don't think this is gonna work. Yeah, buddy. Join us for the Etsy Rock Festival. Free beer. Yeah, definitely not gonna work. I just wanted to try it, but that's awful. That's awful. I don't like the direction that that's heading at all. Okay, so between these, I think we can easily get rid of the all caps right there. I just don't think that it's gonna work for this, but between the two, I really do like the script of it, but I think that this is definitely more like this feels more like Etsy, like just in terms of their current brand recognition, like their brand recognizability and everything. I just think that this font works better. This would be cool as like, maybe some kind of like branding elements or something like that, but I think this font, I think I'm going to go with this one. So Museo 500, and let's go ahead and just move this over here and bring this one front and center. So and we'll go ahead and color this orange as well. So I know I said at the beginning that there's, that this one right here, it's boring. There's not really much going on and everything. I don't really, I don't like, I still feel that way about the original one, but I don't think that this one does. I don't think this one deserves the same criticism because it's got more personality to it. It's, it's not just your plain serif type that's literally just sitting there doing nothing. This one actually has a little bit of playfulness to it, and just in my opinion, it communicates the brand a little bit better than this one does. And sorry, I just said sorry to a cardboard box. Whenever you're rebranding and redesigning a logo, you really don't have to, bring a whole bunch of frills to it. Like you can do something simple. It can definitely be, like just a nice, like it can be a nice freshen up of the current logo and just kind of adding a little bit more personality to it. So I think that this is a really good example of that. At first I was thinking, just kind of challenging myself, like, all right, what would I do if I were to go and, what would I do if I were tasked with redesigning the Etsy logo? Like, what direction would I go? I might do this, might do that, or something like that. But now after playing around with it and just kind of thinking about what I would do, I think that I would just give the current font just a little bit more personality and let it play a little bit. So, and I think that we've done that. So let me know what you think about this down in the comments. And also, thanks a lot for watching today. If you like this video and you want to see more like these, please remember to hit like and subscribe at the bottom, and also click the bell for notifications to be notified of all new content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.